What's up, YouTube? Hanging out with homeboy Alex Campbell. And if you've been following the news recently, tobacco sales are now for people who are 21 and older.
My dad did not believe it so much at first. He even had to call a welfare judge just to confirm it.
Yep. And I disagree with it 100%. Here's why. When you turn 18, you're a legal adult. You can have sex, you can rent your own apartment, you can star on a porno, you can vote for your country, you can die for your country, but you can't smoke a cigarette. The fuck out of here with that. And here's the best part of it. The government doesn't give a shit. They don't. What about prescription pills that have too many side effects? What about the food we eat that has unnecessary hormones added to it? Go for it. Sharing a beer with my homie here, and this is the thing of it, YouTube. This is the thing of it. You got girls as young as 8 years old developing boobs and getting their first period because there's too many hormones in our food. You got people committing suicide even though they're taking antidepressants. And you're more concerned about regulating tobacco. Here's your sign.
Well, to be honest, bro, I honestly think it's because of those disposable cartridges of vaping devices. I mean, we've got more studies to prove that vaping is worse for you than smoking.
It is.
In fact, the damage from vaping is irreversible, as where the damage from smoking is reversible.
Yeah. There's been numerous studies that show that vaping is way worse for you than cigarettes, even though it's been marketed as a safer alternative. And then on top of that, you can't vape indoors anymore. People look at you like, oh my god, you hipster douche.
And I quite frankly like a lot of the flavors that vapes have. I like the fact that I can now put CBD oil in my vape. Yes, I too vape.
Is that CBD vape oil?
I have CBD vape oil. Yeah.
In there right now?
A little bit.
A little bit? Fuck yeah.
With a little bit of dragon's blood.
We got some CBD vape oil mixed with dragon's blood. Let's see how it do. Oh, fuck.
Now you feel that in your lungs?
Yeah.
Vape oil is heavier than smoke.
You heard... Yeah, that's true, because when I smoke a cigarette versus when I vape, the vaping feels heavier.
But when I've smoked too much and I vape, I can cough a lot of that phlegm out.
That's tasty.
Yeah.
I don't support vaping, but every now and then I'll take a puff on it just to see, oh, hey, what flavor you got, you know, kind of thing.
Well, see, the thing is, like, people, like, see vaping as this bad thing. I think what's in it is the bad thing, and particularly from what the studies have shown, vitamin E oil is not meant to interact with our lungs. It's an external vitamin. So it's meant to go on our skin. It's not meant to go in our lungs. That's why you have to absolutely be specific on knowing what's in your vape fluid.
Yeah. Now, the bigger problem is you got these kids who are snorting condoms, eating Tide Pods, and the government's worried that these 18-year-olds might start eating cigarettes.
Oh, don't forget smoking bed bugs.
What?
Yeah, there have actually been kids here in Gasper that have been buying, selling, smoking dehydrated bed bugs.
You're kidding me.
No, not shitting you at all.
Smoking bed bugs? Really? Really?
Oh, let's not forget nutmeg.
Yeah. Kids are smoking nutmeg. They're smoking dehydrated bed bugs. You know, it's a wonder why they put a ban on tobacco and made it 21 or older. Like, Jesus fucking Christ. And here's the best part of it, it's not going to stop kids from buying cigarettes. It's not. What, if you're old enough to vote for your country, you're old enough to fuck, you're old enough to be in a porno, you're old enough to rent your own apartment, you're old enough to die for your country, and you can't even smoke a cigarette, get the fuck out of here, dude.
Well, let's also not forget, there's all kinds of bans going on now. I mean, the U.S. Army even banned the Fitbit watch because it can display maps of troops' training regiments to other countries. Oh, let's not forget TikTok. TikTok is now banned
Really?
on all government devices.
Hmm.
I personally don't have an appeal for TikTok, but people that do it and enjoy it seem to have a lot of fun with it.
Exactly.
I don't see why it's hurting anybody.
Right.
Now, in the matter of national security and whatnot, yeah, I can see where that's a bad thing. You got troops on the base doing videos that go out live all over the world through internet access.
Yep.
At the same time, I feel it's kind of stupid because if we're so worried about our social media, how much attention are we actually paying to our own borders?
No shit. But here's the worst part of it, YouTube. You have unnecessary hormones added to our children's food. You got little girls as young as 8 or 7 developing boobs and hitting their first period because there's too many hormones in our food. That's messed up. Do you see the government caring about that? Nope, it's let's ban this and that. They're so focused on banning menthols, they're so focused on regulating tobacco, they don't give a shit about nothing else. You're the Food and Drug Administration, not the Tobacco Food and Drug Administration. You know what I'm saying? You're so focused on picking on smokers that you fail to realize that what about the prescription drugs we're taking? What about the food we're ingesting? Like, some real talk right there, dude. When you got children hitting puberty way too early, but you're more concerned about the cigarettes, restricting the age to 21, regulating what we can and can't smoke, you're restricting American freedom. Okay? Go for it.
Thanks.
Yeah, man. Go for one myself.
I personally, if I'm not hurting anyone else, what's the point in making a big deal about it?
Exactly. I get these. Okay, when I go shopping at Walmart or Albertsons, whatever, I'll stand outside and smoke a cigarette before I do my thing. I get done shopping, I have a cigarette, I'm minding my own business, and some dickwad comes up to me and says, "Those are bad for you." And I'm like, really? No shit. I don't give a fuck. Mind your business.
Well, if those are bad for you, I mean, it's kind of funny because technically the air we breathe itself is a poison.
Which brings me to my next point. You want to sit there and say cigarettes are bad for you, but I'm like, what isn't bad for you these days? Too much sunlight can give you cancer. Too much exercise can make you pull a muscle. Too many vegetables can cause you to OD on your nutrients. Oh yeah. That feels so much more natural than vaping. Oh.
And here's something I want to point out to you.
Hmm.
Herbology. They're making it more and more harder for you to be able to make natural, proven, thousands of year old herbal remedies for your sicknesses at home by basically banning you from studying plants around you.
Yeah, it's pretty stupid.
Did you know when the pilgrims came to this country, they had 26 herbs they used for medicine? However, the native people had over 2,000.
That's some shit.
Many of those 2,000 you can find right here in Wyoming. Not just for medical or physical purposes, but for spiritual purposes as well.
Right.
Relaxing purposes. We have aromatherapy now, where you have to go to a licensed aromatherapist. But yet, where do they get those aromas from?
Exactly. I mean, I'm just saying, you're taking antidepressants for your depression, but you're still experiencing thoughts of suicide? Fuck that, dude.
I mean, I'm serious. Like, if I'm taking an antidepressant and I'm still thinking of suicide, something is not going right there.
No shit.
I mean, that's just plain and simple.
Okay, but you want to argue that, well, tobacco's bad for your health, that's why they're trying to restrict it. Well, what's next? You know, junk food ban? You go to a restaurant and you're like, hey, can I order some cheesecake, please? I'd like some dessert to go with my dinner. Whoa, I'd like to help you, but the FDA put regulations on it that said you can't have cheesecake because it causes diabetes. At what point, YouTube, do they stop restricting our American freedom and then start becoming Nazis? I'm serious. Fucking stupid. And quite literally, you're already seeing some of this in effect as it is. There are certain parts of the country here in the good old US of A where it's illegal to sell a 2-liter of soda pop in a gas station because, according to some people, that's too much soda pop for one intake. And that, you know what? If people want to be unhealthy and live a crappy lifestyle with their unhealthy choices, let them. That's the American way.
Well, like, I understand where they're coming from in some aspects. Like, buying a 2-liter, right? You see a guy go into a gas station, buy some chips, a 2-liter. You don't know if he's on the road, working, and just needs a little bit of caffeine and a little something to snack on while he's working.
Right.
Then again, you could see somebody going in there, getting a 2-liter, some chips, some dip and whatnot, and you probably think, oh, well, he's just getting ready to have a party. But when you have people coming in and buying shopping carts full of 2-liters, that's when it gets really ridiculous.
I feel that, but at the same time, if you want to buy a shopping cart full of 2-liters, that's your American rights, you know?
I'd rather have too much food than not enough.
Exactly. I feel that. I'll drink to that. I'd rather have too much food than not enough. Oh.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, when you're in a large family scenario, you have to buy in bulk.
You do.
And I don't know what's up with people that spend all this money on fast food and whatnot. Yeah, I enjoy fast food once in a while, but at the same time, I still prefer to cook at home.
Sometimes cooking at home gives you a mess, and people don't want to deal with the mess. They don't want to.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, last night, my mother, my stepmom, she was cooking spaghetti. She was getting ready to, and one of the spaghetti noodles fell on the burner and caught on fire. She freaked out. She got discouraged. We got the fire out. I cleaned everything up. And then I cooked spaghetti for my family, and it was really, really, really good spaghetti. I mean, seriously, Italian seasoning.
Oof.
A little bit of freshly ground sea salt. Black corn pepper. Freshly ground.
Oh, yeah.
A little bit of freshly ground red pepper. A little bit of garlic. Minced. Sauteed. Sauce that was literally made with diced tomatoes. Purely just diced tomatoes, no salt added. 3 tablespoons of sugar, a little bit of salt, and it came out perfectly.
Hell yeah. Even if you don't support smoking, even if you're a non-smoker, It's only a matter of time before they start coming after your rights. So that's something to think about. Don't let the fucking man take you down. Don't let the assholes restrict your rights. I'm just saying.
I mean, seriously, the day I can't cook my own food for my own family because it's deemed too hazardous is the day that I literally move the fuck out of this country.
Yeah. Sure, it starts off as something simple as restricting cigarettes and all that shit, but then where does it stop? Now they're going to put restrictions on your alcohol, restrictions on the food you eat. Eventually, you have a fascist dictatorship of these FDA cocksuckers telling you you can't be unhealthy, even though... Like, here's the thing of it, okay? All we can do is educate people on their health decisions. We can't force them to act the way we want them to. You can't control what someone else does. All you can do is control what you do. And I'm sorry, but if you want to eat a bacon cheeseburger that's got like 3 to 4 patties, loaded with cheese, bacon, and all the fixings.
Nah, bro, right now I want one of those pepperoni bacon cheeseburger pies is what I want.
Hell yeah. You know, that's exactly my point. If you want to eat unhealthy, you want to eat a fucking triple bacon cheeseburger with all the fixings, you want to have 4 pieces of cheesecake afterwards, drink a beer and smoke a cigarette after you get done, that's your American right, dude. Like, if people want to be unhealthy, let them be unhealthy. You know, all you can do is educate them. Putting restrictions is bullshit.
The only thing I want to do as an American is live my life to the fullest and say I've lived.
Exactly. Exactly my point. Like, all you can do is live life to the fullest.
Because if I'm paying my taxes, I'm not hurting anyone else, and I'm paying my dues for what I got, I don't see why anybody should have a problem with it.
Exactly. That being said, YouTube, thank you for watching this rant video. I strongly disagree with tobacco sales being raised to 21 and older, even though it doesn't affect me because I'm almost 29. I still don't, you know what I'm saying? It's like I said, if you're 18 or older, you're a legal adult. You can have sex, you can vote for your country, you can die for your country, you can rent an apartment or a house, but you can't smoke a cigarette. Fuck out of here with that.